Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin and this is my Module 11 reflection. So I'm just going to go over kind of my lesson plan as a whole. I chose to do second grade math and kind of focus more on place values up to the third digit. So I talked a lot about the ones, tens, and thousands place. I planned for this to be a 1-day, 45-minute activity, and my objective, like for the students, were to learn the place values and the three digits, like I just said, the hundreds, tens, and ones, as well as teach them how to compare two three-digit numbers using the symbols, the greater than, less than, and equal to, and the basics of adding, subtracting those three-digit numbers. When it comes to the outcomes of the lesson, once again, I wanted the students to recognize that the three-digit numbers, each one of the place values meant a different thing. I explained that they're in the hundreds, whatever digit is in that place is how many groups of 100 there are. Whatever is in the 10, same thing. Digit, there's an amount of groups. And with the ones as well, there was that digit, there was that many single ones. And then when it came to the next one, it was comparing them using the greater than, less than, or equal to symbols. With those, I just, on my little whiteboard when I was doing my 5-minute presentation, I just put them up there, and my boyfriend Dwight and his daughter Abby helped me out, and they just answered the questions for me. When I was talking about the place values, I had them read different terminology, which is what I planned to do during my lesson plan for the first 5 minutes, just to get everybody used to it. I think we went over what a value was, what a digit was, and then both of those words were used in the definition of a place value, so I felt like that was really necessary to do so. And then the third concept, or learning outcome, that I was going to have them cover, which didn't go into my 5-minute video, but it would in my 45-minute lesson plan go into. It was just that students need to identify how to add and subtract those three-digit numbers, and using the place values, the properties of operation, and the relationship between addition and subtraction on those ones. The informal assignment section, I went down and we were going to do, or I did during my lesson, have questioning throughout the lesson. Not only that, there were in-class worksheets on education.com that I was going to have them do kind of as a review before sending them home with homework. And then the last part was a group quiz at the end of the lesson, just a review once again before the homework. And then for the resources, it would be education.com, and I also, the Common Core State Standards for Teachers 2nd grade, I actually got lucky on this one. Being the school secretary, I was helping the principal get a checklist ready for the next school year for Common Core. So I had that right on my laptop, and I was able to go through and be like, hey, I think I want to do the math portion over place values. But it was just really nice and kind of was cool that it fell into place that we had just been working on those. So I was able to pull those and use those in my lesson plan. I feel like a lot of things I've learned as a secretary will help me with this. Materials needed, I just put a computing device, whether that's like a tablet, a computer, anything like that, just so that they can do their online worksheet. Education.com place value worksheet online. I had whiteboards for my lesson plan. Obviously they need pencils, and then there was a worksheet again from education.com for the homework is what I would have done at the very end there. The activity, it starts with the terminology review, like I said, on the whiteboard, and having them kind of read through it real quick to just do a rundown for 5 minutes. Then there's going to be the lectures on the whiteboard for 20 minutes, and then education.com worksheet on their own for 10 minutes. At the very end, to finish up that 45 minutes, they would do a group review quiz on the board. So I would, like I did in lecture, ask them questions, and it obviously wouldn't be for a grade for the informal, or for the lesson. But it would just be a group review quiz, and then I'd go over the homework sheet from education.com, and that would take a total of about 10 minutes, so that equals my 45 minutes on there. With the formal assessment, it would be the homework assignment, and then eventually, obviously, we'd have a unit end test. And then when I was going over my reflection, which is kind of what I wanted to focus on here too, I thought that the terminology in the lecture weren't really smooth. But what didn't go as planned is I feel like I maybe need to do a second day in there as well. I felt like even in that 5 minutes of explaining those two concepts, I felt rushed, and I wouldn't want students to feel rushed. I feel like I would need to slow down a little bit and help them out there. So yeah, I think 2 days instead of one, instead of cramming all three objectives into the one day. With the lesson objective, like I said, I got the first two objectives met in my 5-minute recording with my boyfriend and his daughter. But the final one would have been crammed in the last 5 minutes of the lecture if I would have continued on that path. So I feel like the students need more time. Like I said, adding a second day there I feel would help with that. And then with the learning outcomes, I really do think that the students achieved all the learning outcomes, or would have if I had been able to finish that third one. But as a whole, I really liked this, and I think I learned a lot from it. And I can see where lesson plans would make everything go smoothly from year to year. So I think it was a really good assignment for all of us. That was my Module 11 reflection. Thank you for watching.